Hi everybody, this is Mike with Family Time Fitness. We're back with looking at our 50 states in 50 days, looking at the physical education requirements in each state. And so today we are looking at Florida, the state of Florida. So what are the physical education requirements for students in the state of Florida? The state requires for elementary age, so for K through 5th grade, the state requires 150 minutes of physical education each week, and a minimum of 30 consecutive minutes is required on any day that physical education instruction is provided. So your physical education class has to go for at least 30 minutes. So each day that you do physical education required 150 minutes a week. So if you're doing it every day, you need at least 30 minutes a day. Now, for middle school students, they're required 1 semester of physical education for each year that the student is enrolled in grades 6 through 8, and there's no time requirement or doesn't specify the number of minutes per week that are required for middle school students. High school students are required to get 1 physical education credit as part of their graduation. So between grades 9 and 12, typical to most states, they need at least 1 hour. They need 1 hour of physical education, and so that can be how that's divided up in Florida. Is that if a person plays on a sports team, whether junior varsity or varsity level, they have to complete 2 full seasons to get that, to meet that 1 credit hour requirement. If they're in the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, they have to be in that class for 2 years, and that will count as their 1 credit hour of physical education. If they're in the marching band or in a dance class or in another physical activity class, they need 1 semester. 1 semester gets them half a credit, so they would have to do that for a full year to get their full credit in order to graduate. So those are the requirements in the state of Florida, but the state of Florida also has some standards that they would like every student to meet as far as competencies, what they think that a child should be able to do or a student should be able to do as a result of being involved in a quality physical education program. And so I'm just going to give you a couple examples of what those standards are and what they look like. And obviously it varies from different grade levels. So each student should be able to understand the importance of purposeful movement in a variety of movement settings. So, different situations, if they're maybe out running around with their friends, or they're maybe playing tennis, or they're playing basketball, or they're just playing catch, how do they move in those different environments? So they need to understand that, and obviously at different ages they can understand things a little bit differently. They've got to be able to detect errors in their personal movement patterns, and so obviously, again, as we get through, as kids are at different ages, they're going to be able to understand that a little bit differently, or a little bit better if they look at their movement patterns. One of the great things about our program is that we have videos, and we've taken videos using our kids when they were younger, and so you see an age range of doing the same activity, but you can kind of see how the movement patterns for each child are a little bit different, and hopefully they can then correct those errors and learn to move properly. But again, with practice and repetition, those movements, if they're done correctly, they start to figure out how to move correctly on their own. They have to be able to identify or compare and discuss different sports, or how different movement patterns work in different sport settings. They have to be able to show they can strike a moving object, so like hitting a ball to a bat. They have to be able to dribble and pass, so maybe dribbling a ball or passing and catching a ball, throwing balls of different sizes, so maybe throwing a football or a basketball, or throwing a tennis ball or a baseball, and throwing them in different distances. So they have to be able to display the ability to do those things. So that's, if you're looking for a quality physical education program, those are the kind of things that you're looking for. The state of Florida has 43 different standards. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can look on the Department of Education, Florida's Department of Education website, and they have links to what the standards that they're looking for each student by the time they get through school that they should be able to do. So those are the requirements in the state of Florida. Hopefully that gives you a little bit better idea of what they're looking for from a physical education standpoint if you live in Florida. If you know people that live in Florida that would benefit from this information, appreciate if you would like and share it. And I'll be back next week, and we will look at Georgia on Monday. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll be back next Monday.